This is the Waldhoff Multimatic powered by the Miyota 9100 full calendar mechanical movement. Its main functions are hour, minute and second indication, and weekday calendar on the left eye, the month on the right eye, a 24-hour hand, a small date window between the 4 and the 5 o'clock index, and it has also a power reserve indicator. It's a small hand here at 12 o'clock. So it goes from 0 to 40, and 40 corresponds to roughly 40 hours of power reserve. To wind the watch, you have two options. Number one, it has the rotor on the back, and this rotor turns when you're using the watch. Let's say when you're walking around, when you're moving the wrist, the rotor will add a little bit of power to the movement, so you don't have to constantly wind it. The other option is to manually wind it. So to do so, you just have to grab the crown and turn it clockwise. And as I'm doing this, you can see the small hand right here at 12 o'clock will gradually move towards the right side, towards the max setting. Now, the watch does not need to be always at the max position. As a matter of fact, if the watch is always wound to the maximum, it will tend to run a little bit too fast. So ideally, it would be somewhere around the middle. If you're not going to use the watch for a long time, you should still wind it roughly twice a month to keep the gears lubricated. What happens in mechanical watches is if you let them sit for maybe 1 year without touching them, then the oil inside the movement will slowly make its way towards the lowest point. So to prevent this, you want to wind it occasionally, roughly twice a month. Now I'm going to show you how to set the date on this watch. As with every full calendar mechanical movement, you don't want to set the date between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. It can cause damage to the movement. So again, don't set the date between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. To set the date is quite easy. You just pull out the crown one stop and you move it clockwise until you reach the date that you want. Then you just push it back in. To change the month, you just push this pusher here at 2 o'clock, push it in all the way, and you can observe this small hand is changing. Easy. For changing the weekday, you want to pull out the crown one notch and you turn it counterclockwise. There we go. Very easy. Now to change the time, you need to pull out the crown 2 notches. Setting the time and then push it back in.